Hi, you guys. Welcome to episode 2 and welcome back to the Creators Corner, episode 2. All right, and so I know you guys can tell by the title. Y'all see we're going to be talking about my personal content journey, how I started, how I got monetized at 16 years old, and how I basically just started over now at 24. Let's get into it. All right, so for real, before I start giving out tips on every single Monday, because y'all know that's our schedule, we got class on Mondays, okay, Creators Corner. I want to make sure that I'm sharing my journey with you guys, the real story on how I went from being 16 years old and being a monetized creator to losing it all and why I'm having to start over now, okay? All right, so basically, let me give y'all the rundown. So I started with my very first YouTube channel. I believe I was 13 years old. This is right after my parents had let me dye my hair. I was having an obsession with having pink and purple hair. Side note, I was obsessed with the OMG girls. Yeah, clocked it. Because for me, they started the wave of the girls coloring their hair. Really, it was my older sister at the time because, yeah, she had been doing this and she was like 13. So, you know, to each his own. But when I seen my sister coloring hair and then I seen the OMG girls coloring hair, I was like, I got to color hair. So anywho, this was all in that phase. I say that because I'm the girl that's all over YouTube with pink and purple hair, the little black girl with pink and purple hair. That's me, y'all. So at 13, that's when I started. My very first video was of me actually dyeing my hair burgundy for the very first time. That's the first color I ever had. And it went crazy. 13-year-old girl with hair, purple hair, whatever. But as I got older, you know, 13, 14, 15, 16, I started my channel. I was starting my businesses on there. So I went through my inventory of starting my hair care business when I was selling bundles and hair at 15 and 16 years old, all those things. And that is actually one of my top videos that got me monetized, was me starting my hair extension business. My views and my subscribers got so big, I guess because being like 16 and people seeing that in the title, 16 starting a hair business, they was like, what, girl, who? And I was a little black girl. Clock that. So that's what got me monetized at 16. For my 16th birthday, I would have been monetized. Basically, Google AdSense, which is a part of YouTube, if you guys aren't familiar, that is what pays you. Not technically YouTube, but Google AdSense, because Google owns YouTube. Clock it, because that's where your check come from. Okay. So you have to reach a threshold. It was then, I'm not sure what it even is now, but back then, 2016, you had to have at least $100. You had to have earned $100 before you received your first check in the mail. I was at like $97, $98, and then all of a sudden, kaboom. They said no. Like, pause, girl, stop. Absolutely, heck no. Because they told me that I had violated one of the YouTube creator program guidelines. And I was so heartbroken. Because keep in mind, now the things that you can do now on YouTube that just, I ain't gonna say they weren't acceptable or were against the guidelines, but we weren't doing them back then. Nobody was doing that. Like, as much profanity as we hear on YouTube now, a lot more nudity is on YouTube now, like violence, like just all kind of little crazy stuff that was never a part of the YouTube culture. It is like acceptable now. Like you can kind of get away with doing certain things on YouTube that you couldn't back then. And keep in mind, I was 16, so I wasn't doing any of those things at that time. So I don't understand what guideline or rule that I broke, and they would not tell me. I went through the appeal process and everything. I was so heartbroken. At that time, I had bought, yeah, I want to say at 16, that was my first iPhone. Because before that, I had like iPods, iPads, all of that. But I had bought my first iPhone for myself for my content creation journey. Y'all know that's a $1,200 phone. Then, they more expensive now. But for a 16-year-old, I saved up my money, bought my first iPhone, and was investing into starting my content creator journey. And I was this close, and they literally just snatched the dream away from me. Hurt real bad. Real sad. And they would not tell me what I did wrong. They blocked the channel, locked the channel. Like I could continue to create content. I think it let me upload stuff, but it just I would never be able to earn off that channel. So I gave up. I quit. I think I tried again when I was 18. I was just like, I don't feel good doing it because I'm sad and blah, blah, blah. I got this close and then they let me feel. Anyway, so basically I started back over, I want to say about 3 years ago, y'all, with my content journey. Like when I was like 21, 3-4 years ago, I started my journey back over just because I don't know if it was like life or what, but I just started to fall in love with being able to share my life, document my life, and tell my story again. I guess it had to do with the age, being 21, and you know what I'm saying, like just getting further in life, being able to do more things, different things, and just wanting to share those experiences. So I started back over at 21, and I was doing long form, 30, 45 minute, hour videos, y'all. I'm talking about, it was weekly vlogs, but still, like, those are very long. If you're familiar with the process of starting a channel, that's really, really long for people who don't know you. Nobody wants to watch you that long. But that's what I was doing, because that's the content I'm interested in creating. And so I want to say this year was the year where I started to kind of really see some progress in my new and current channel that we were on. And then also just learning like the adaptability to short form. And so like halfway through this year, I want to say like February or March, I decided to stop doing long form content altogether and put a pause on it and experiment with short form. And I have seen a tremendous, tremendous change in my channel. Claudia T. And so I saw a lot of growth from having like only 400, 500 subscribers when I was doing long form content at the beginning of this year. And then now from March till now it's August. So March, April, May, June, July, August. So in the last 5 months, I have gotten over 400 new subscribers. Yeah, because I'm at like 900, so I'm almost at my 1,000. Clock that T. And that's just by doing short form content. And yes, I do try my best to post daily, if I can, multiple times a day. So anyway, my biggest lesson is just really knowing that social media, like right now, everybody's obsessed with series, something that can be a repetitive topic and information you can share. And then also consistency. A series of content and consistency is going to change everything. Okay. For me, I want to say, I ain't gonna say I used to post random things, but just my life, things that may not be a fit or general information for everybody. But when I committed to posting my short form content on a daily and I started creating series, my growth skyrocketed. So some of y'all may be familiar with my content. It started off on TikTok, but I shared across all platforms now. The day in the life of a Black girl in her 20s. That's me. And we're about to transition again. So just hold that thought. Because I'm not just a girl in her 20s no more, y'all. I'm finna be 25 in November. But I'm sharing all of this because I just really want y'all to know where I was and the place that I was in. Like, I've been there quitting, giving up, feeling like I'm never going to get there. Like, and it's a tug and a pull because you're like, well, I didn't start this just to be able to earn. But also, I love it and I'm good at it. I should be able to earn. Why am I not able to earn? Right? And so that leaves you in this tug and pull. Like, do I continue to create content even though I'm not earning? You know, like, is it wasting my time? And I think that's when you have to really figure out, is this just, you know, a hobby for you? Do you want to make this into a career? And if you want to make it into a career, you do have to treat it like a job. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. You have to treat it like a job. You got to give it systems and you have to work those systems, period. But I just want y'all to know, even if you feel like at some point you wanted to quit your creative journey, y'all, your story is not over. My story is not over. We continue to grow and we have the narrative over how this works out. So I'm here to help y'all. Okay. So I just want y'all to stick around because next Monday's content creator corner is going to go crazy. We're diving deep and we're talking about repurposing your content across all platforms so that you can work smarter and not harder. Also, if y'all ever see me looking down, please know I got notes. I'm not just on here just babbling off. I'm organized, okay? And I'm going to make sure we get it done. So without further ado, I hope y'all enjoyed this first little video, learning a little bit more about my journey as a content creator as we continue to grow our community in the Creators Corner. I'm super excited. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Turn those notification bells on so that you know every time I post. And I'll see y'all next Monday. Bye.